So our final lightning round session today on Big Talk from Small Libraries 2025 is Deb Terhune is from the Whitewood Public Library in South Dakota, population served of 900, and she's going to talk about their cool Postage Pals program they've got going. So tell us all about that, Deb.
Yes, thank you. This was a fun program that was kind of started as something to do on our Tuesday evening hours. We're open for 2 hours on Tuesdays, and the young lady that works and a friend of hers thought they'd have some of the kids, there's usually just a handful of kids that come in, write some notes. And we kind of expounded on that because I saw a need with some of the assisted living or nursing homes around. People probably don't get a lot of interaction, may not have families. So I thought, wouldn't that be fun to join the two together? So my part of this is I took Postage Pals and approached one of the senior living facilities, an assisted living facility nearby, to see if they would like to become Postage Pals, or basically pen pals with our kids. And it's been a great program for us. The kids enjoy it, and the seniors get so much joy out of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it really started as a way to teach the young kids the lost art of handwriting a note, which a lot of kids, a lot of people don't do now. So they handwrite a note, and we got a list of the residents, and we started with younger kids, but I found that the 5th grade class at the local elementary school was a great match because they can communicate better, they can form sentences, and their spelling. You know, with the younger kids, we were helping with spelling every word, and it got hard. So we've kind of refined that now, and we partner with the 5th grade class. They come over once a month and write letters. And, you know, they not only learn this art of handwriting a note, but we're teaching them spelling, sentence structure, communication, and, you know, and how to talk to a different group that they may not be communicating with. So you can see some of the letters that I scanned here. These are from some of the residents. And it's really fun to read these letters because there's a lot of history and there's a lot of information from the people. And when I first started this, I actually made a form for the students to give them ideas to write. Like, my name is Johnny. I am in this grade. And some ideas. I'll talk about what pets you have. What foods do you like? What are some of your favorite television shows? So for the first 2 months, we really had kind of a format to give the kids ideas. And then we really turned the kids loose. I would copy the letters that come in every month and send them over to the school so the kids could read their letters ahead of time. And we really let the kids communicate now. And what I found is, after about 2 months of doing this, the kids are so awesome. They go on their own. And I do try to tell the kids, I think last month I said 5 to 10 sentences. And some of the kids were filling up a whole page and flipping it over. And it has been just awesome. It was funny, the first time we started this, we were giving the kids ideas on things to write, and we talked about pets. And one of the young kids wrote in his letter, it was a couple sentences, and he said, "Do you have a moose?" And I thought that was hilarious. But the funnier thing was, when they got the reply back from their person they wrote to, they actually went on a vacation and took a picture of a moose and sent the picture back. It was hilarious. It was wonderful.
You never know the connections you're going to make.
No. And I found that at the assisted living, some of the staff have begun writing letters, and they have a young high school person that's in kind of a job sharing that has cerebral palsy, and he wanted to write. And his letter was very, very hard to read. So we took it and we kind of transpired it and rewrote what he was talking about so that he felt included. And one thing that our students have had to learn is that some of the residents they're writing to are older. They may not have good handwriting. They may not have good health. So sometimes they may only get a letter that's a couple sentences. And the the students are learning that about different ages of people and how they communicate. But I did have the activities director at the senior living write some notes about what her residents thought. And I want to read these because it was just awesome. She said, many of the residents have said they have never had a pen pal before. One lady last month was so delighted that her pen pal opened up about her troubles so she could share her experiences. She says that every time she passes out the letters, each resident is delighted to receive their letter. It's a wonderful experience. At mealtime, they share with each other little details of their letters. As activity director, I have actually been surprised at how much some residents have written given their degree of dementia. It's been a learning experience for her also. Some of our pen pals have sent little gifts to the students, which makes them, the residents, very happy. It's created special bonds here when some residents can't write anymore and their adult children answer for them or staff members help them write letters. The activities director there has printed some stationery for the residents to write and has even sent some of the stationery over for the kids. And she said in the beginning, she gave the letters to each resident and asked them to write back and gave them the response. Some forgot and she would have to go find the letter. So now she also copies the letter and then they have a group session for those who can write. So I think both ways we've kind of morphed into what the students and or the residents are able to do and able to write, and we found ways to help not only the residents but to help the school kids write. And so these are some of the letters in the beginning. I couldn't format this one and turn it, but you kind of get the idea with what the kids are writing about. And I really encourage our kids here. I actually have the first grade class that comes over and we'll color pictures. I'll print off a picture, like let's say with St. Patrick's Day coming, of a leprechaun or something first graders might like, and they will color and they will decorate picture. And we've also made bookmarks for the residents. So it's been a fun thing. I share the letters back and forth. This is actually a letter that one of the Postage pals, one of the kids, one of the students wrote. I actually share these letters at library board meetings and at some of my staff meetings so that people can see the communication going back and forth. And some of the kids' letters we actually will post in the library too, so other people coming in can see what wonderful things are going back and forth between the kids and the students. And my latest venture, we're trying to line up a field trip between our 5th grade class at the elementary school. I'm going actually over to the assisted living and visiting and meeting in person. I think that will be such a fun thing if we can get that lined up with the school. So that's one of the fun things we're doing at our little library. And it's brought probably me more joy than anyone because I'm telling the kids how happy the residents at the assisted living are when they get the letters. And when I have the kids come over this month, I just got the letters for the kids to write back. I will read the comments from the residents and from the activities director over there. So it's been a great initiative. And I hope that the residents and the students are finding as much joy in it as I am. So
I love these kind of programs and activities that join the younger people and the seniors in the communities. It's definitely something that it benefits both of them so much, and I think it's a need. And once it happens, it just like it always just seems to blossom to something awesome.
You know, it does. It does. And, you know, like adding some of the younger kids in that would have trouble, you know, writing a letter like this, but letting them do some of the artwork back and forth. Mm-hmm. And even though they may not get a reply, I tell them how happy the residents are if they get a picture that someone colors, because some of them don't have a lot of family in the area, if they have any family, and they may not have visitors. And there are a lot of fun activities that the activity director does at the assisted living, but still, who doesn't find joy when you get a picture that a young one colors for you?
Absolutely, yeah. Someone is saying, and I agree, this is making, I'm sure this is a lot of people, this is making me tear up. So beautiful, yes.
Yes, yes. But thank you for letting me share this.
Yeah. So I would like to know if you could share the form that you used, that you had a form with the kids, or if that's something you could share also later to when we put up the recordings, the
Yes,
archive.
yeah, I can share that later. I can pull up the form. You know, and it was really us just thinking about what would something be interesting for the kids to write about? And it changed every month, but usually it was about what are the kids interested in? What sports do they like? What is their food's always been a favorite to talk about back and forth.
Mhm.
What foods? Some of them, what did you do this summer? And I'm always trying to be very cognizant of some of the kids that may live in a step family or come from not have a traditional family setup. You know, it might be in a blended family, to not always say, what is your mom's name or what does your mom do? We always try to say, you know, the adult that you live with. What
Right.
what
Be
do you
aware.
take any trips? So we're trying to be cognizant of blended families and families that have a different structure.
Mhm. Good idea. Good tip.
Yeah.
Um, and we have a last comment here. Someone says, I'm in the process of setting up a pen pal group between my homeschool group and an arts program that works mainly with residents with special needs. We are encouraging writing and drawing. Um, can you tell me if do you mail all of the letters to the kids and then have them mailed back to the library? So how is that exchange done? Is it actually mailed or?
Yes, we actually do the postage pals in two different ways right now. On the Tuesday evenings, the kids come in and we actually bought a little plastic mailbox. The kids will write a letter, they'll bring the address in, and we have all the envelopes and paper, and we provide the stamps, and they address the envelope themselves. They put a stamp on it, and we mail it for the kids. And then the letters, typically they can go to the home or they can come back here to the library that the kids can pick up and share. So you know, it really depends. If they're kids that come in the library regularly, the letters can come back here. And if not, the letters can be sent to their home. So we do it two ways, you know, with just the postage pals for the assisted living and the postage pals on a Tuesday night when the kids come in and may be communicating with a friend or a family member.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you so much, Deb, for sharing this with us. This is a very cool program, and we
And
already
you
know
know,
someone else is
one,
doing it
one,
similarly. I hope other ones will replicate it. Yeah.
One other thing we did just to finish this, we
Mhm.
actually invited the local postmaster to come in, and we had a lot of the school kids come in, especially our fifth grade class that does Postage Pals, and she put on a presentation about how the post office works. So we
Ah,
kind of piggybacked that with having her come in. She talked about Pony Express and about how the
mhm.
mail moves in the system. So that's another thing you can do if you do a Pen Pals program. And she was very happy to come in, so that was a wonderful presentation.
Nice. Awesome. All right. So thank you so much, Deb. This
Yes,
is
thank
great.
you.